It is the police call everybody will be talking about. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Denise Valdez.
I'm Brian Loftus. A family says something crashed into their backyard, prompting them to call 911, saying they saw creatures walking around.
Our 8 News Now investigators digging into this for weeks now. And tonight, our David Sharns with the video you will only see on 8 News Now. David?
Right, Denise, sources telling 8 News Now investigators that several agencies believe something landed or crashed. Whether it was non-humans or not, it certainly scared the people living on this property. Now, before we show you that video, listen to their call for help.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually we terrified of it.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes. Like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
While the 8 News Now investigators obtaining video as officers then responded to the call you just heard. You'll see the officers also saw something in the sky that night, but the big question is, what was it, and is it all connected?
Leave her alone.
It's almost midnight on May 1st when a Las Vegas Metro Police officer's body cam catches this, something flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
someone calls 911 reporting two large figures in their backyard.
No, I'm so nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators obtaining another officer's video as he's sent to the Northwest Valley home.
I have butterflies, bro. Everyone saw a shooting star. Then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
By now, it's more than an hour after that bright light. Officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard? Or?
They see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
What I saw right now, I do believe in it.
Police walk into the backyard to investigate, but Metro blacked out that part of the video because it's considered private property. What's clear? They're taking this call seriously.
Hey, this might sound like a really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the sky?
Asking others what they saw.
I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said they saw it too, only reason I'm actually investigating it further.
That investigation turning up no concrete answers as of Wednesday. Whatever or whoever fell into that yard, long gone within minutes.
Oh, hey, if those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that.
Shalom. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect, and much respect to the brothers pushing his word in the four winds of the earth. This is Brother Ariel coming at you with another lesson here. A little quick cut. And you saw the video. And there's questions. There's a lot of questions I have about the video. First, foremost, because NASA just had that open UFO hearing last week. And then out of nowhere, this pops up in the, in my feed. And I don't know, my thing is that, we living in an age now where when that dude, that young man, rather, he was around like what, 15, 16. I'll give him that, 14, 15, 16, around that range. Okay. And as we know, especially, kids around that age or children around that age, they got their phones like right with them at all times. Okay. The phone does not leave their side. So the thing that was suspicious to me is why wasn't he most children are gonna look to tape something like that if they actually saw something like that in their backyard, rather than get on the phone and call the cops. You know, we've seen that plenty of times. We've seen a lot of evidence of that. You know, as far as wanting to tape and get it on, get footage of it, Salakia, rather than calling the cops or calling for help or whatever. And during the telephone call with the police, he said he was terrified, and he didn't sound terrified at all. He sounded like he was just having a normal conversation. And at first he said it was a person, and then he said it wasn't a person. So I don't know. That whole story could be far-fetched, but then again, it could have been some angels revealing themselves, even though the way he described them are not really described like that in the Bible. But who knows, man? Do I believe it? For me, no, I don't. I don't believe it. Okay, and I feel like they're trying to push this narrative because they know that these chariots that we see in the skies all the time are not on their side. Okay, and these Edomites know this, so I believe them doing that right there, and we'll see more things arise as far as something like that. They're trying to push this narrative that these are aliens, man, or alien beings in these chariots. As we know, they are the angels of the Lord, man. But for people that walk blindly, they're gonna look at that and say, okay, these are angels. Salaki, these are aliens, okay, coming to destroy us, which is true. Not the alien part, but the destroying part is most definitely true. But Esau always been pushing this narrative in movies and TV shows, with the Predator and Independence Day, and even that show called V that came out in the 80s, man. They always push that narrative, as far as aliens, man. So I wanted to make this quick. I want to go into Ezekiel 1 and Salakia for the ramble. Okay. Let me get Ezekiel 1. I'm gonna start at 4. Salakia. It says, and I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, and out of the midst of the fire. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, right? So this is what Ezekiel saw. Now, this could be possibly what they saw too, because the way the kid, the young child, or, the young man was describing it was, at first he said it looked like a person. And then he started describing it as looking like it wasn't a person, man. But like I said, I don't believe it, man, because he should have took some footage. That's what people are going to do nowadays. They're going to run to their phone, they're going to turn on their video, and they're going to get some footage, man. Everybody out here is clout chasing at the end of the day, man. We living amongst a bunch of clout chasers, man. So I can't believe that that's not the first thing that came to his mind as far as what to do when he's seen that, man. Okay, it says, also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and every one had 4 faces, and every one had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. And they had the hands of a man under their wings on their 4 sides, and they 4 had their faces and their wings. The wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went every one straight forward. As for the likeness of their faces, they had the face of a man and the face of a lion, and on the right side, and they 4 had the face of an ox on the left side. They 4 also had the face of an eagle. Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward, 2 wings of everyone were joined one to the other, and two covered their bodies. Now, there was no mention of any wings or anything like that at all, you know. Now, we know, or we believe that these angels are, the angels are very tall, man, okay? He did say from 8 to 10 feet, okay? Let me see here. And it says, thus were their faces and their wings were stretched out upward. Two wings of every one were joined one to another, and two covered their bodies. And they went every one straight forward, whither the Spirit was to go. They went, and they turned not when they went. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like the burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps, and went up and down among the living creatures. And the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his four faces. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. When they went, they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went. As for the rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them. For, we've seen pictures like that, like depictions of how that might look, and it is very dreadful looking. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. And whithersoever the Spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels, right? Meaning, they were basically one, the spirit was in the wheels, man. So whatever, the angel wanted the wheel to go or not go, that's what it did, man. Now, I wanted to show this video that kind of reminded me of this 20th verse right here. So give me a second. Okay, so this just so happens that this video was taken in someone's backyard, right? Now, it would have been more believable if they would have seen something like this, right? Now, me looking at this, I thought it was going to form into, an angel right there. Like the way it's moving, looks crazy, But these chariots, they be out here, man. Now I've never heard. Well, we've heard stories of, people saying that they seen, people, or creatures or men, coming out of the chariots. So that video, what that young man said is not it's not far fetched. I don't want to sit here and say that, but I just can't believe that, he wouldn't, tape that, man. Or maybe he did and they just told him not to make any mention of it. That could possibly, but he was on the phone, with the cops. So of course he would have made some type of mention of it. Like, yeah, I got it on camera. If you don't believe me, he would have said something like that, man. No one's going to go run and call the cops and for something that is otherworldly. And they made it seem like the chariot crashed back there or something. I mean, what did they run out of galactic oil or something? Like, I don't know, man. It just, I don't know. You never know what to believe nowadays, man. Okay, and this is Revelation 17. I'll run through it real fast. And it says, upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Talking about America, the US of A. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushai. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And it says, and the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which have the 7 heads and the 10 horns. Okay? And the woman, of course, is America, United States, right? And the 7 heads is NATO. Okay? And the 10 horns is the United Nations, which is the EU, which is the full beast. Okay? And it says, the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, and when they beheld the beast that was and is not, and yet is. Okay? And that's talking about the ancient Roman Empire and the revived ancient Roman Empire, which is now America. Okay? And it says, and here is the mind which have wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. And those mountains represent governments. Okay? And it says, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, right? And the 5 that are fallen are the Greeks, the Spanish, Germanian Major, Germanian Minor, and the French. Okay? And one is, and the other is not yet to come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. Okay? And the one that is the Roman Empire, and the one that is yet to come is talking about Great Britain. Okay? And it says, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. Okay? And the 8th, once again, is talking about America, aka Babylon the Great. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as of yet, but received power as kings 1 hour with the beast. Okay, talking about all of these rulers and these governors, these governments out here, you know, basically the whole beast. Okay, and these have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. And this is talking about when the EU gives full power and control over to NATO. Right? And this is my point here. And it says, these shall make war with the Lamb. And this is why I believe they're pushing a lot of this propaganda about these aliens and all that, because they want people to look at them as, opposition, man. Okay? They want people to be afraid of them and fear them, right? That's what they want. They don't want people to know that these are the angels of the Lord, man. Okay? They want them to think that they're, alien-like creatures in there, with big sharp teeth that's coming down to eat everyone and, take over the whole planet and all that, which is going to happen, but not the way that they depict it as happening, or not the way people think it's going to happen, man. Okay, these shall make war with the Lamb, which is talking about Yahushai, and the Lamb shall overcome them. Okay, because we know what the end is going to be, man. Okay, they're going to try to fight Yahushai and the angels to no avail, man. Okay, they're going to be destroyed, and it's going to be easy work, man. And the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues, right? Because America is like, the great melting pot, man. We got all types of people living here, man. Okay, all types of people from different nations live here in Babylon the Great. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, right? Talking about EU, going to hate the whore, which is what? Babylon the Great. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Okay? So soon, even, the NATO, EU, and of course all of these other nations that are opposition to America are going to shoot their missiles over here and destroy her. Okay? That's why it says, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Okay? which is meaning is basically talking about the destruction of this place, man. Right? Which leads me to let me get Jeremiah 50 real quick, and I'll end it here. I didn't want to make it too long, you know. Jeremiah 50. Let's get Jeremiah 50 and 13, 15 real quick. It says, because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Talking about, you see it, Babylon the Great. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues, man. That reminds me of Revelation, the 18th chapter, man. You know, when these people that deal with America as far as, dealing and buying and selling goods and making money off of this place, that's what it reminds me of, man. Revelation, the 18th chapter. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her and spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. Okay? Going back to what I was reading, Revelation 17 and 17, I believe. And this place is going to be destroyed, man. And everyone is going to destroy it, you know? And parts of Canada are going to get destroyed too, man. Some parts of Mexico, maybe, you know, are going to be destroyed as well, man. You know, they up there preaching that funny business up there, that fornication, man. That perverse spirit is up there in Canada heavy, man. You know, so parts of Canada is probably going to be destroyed as well. And it says, shout against her round about. She have given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her as she have done, do unto her. And that's going to, come soon come. And, these people push narratives and bullshit, propaganda, to scare the people, man, just like they did with this whole, fire thing, man. There's a video circulating of a, helicopter riding around out there, in the forest of, I believe is Quebec, dropping fireballs, on the trees, man, So all this is being set up, man. And just like I believe that video that I first played was set up as well, man, because I can't believe that, that young man would not go to his phone first and try to, tape it and, put it on YouTube or something, man. Try to get as many hits as he can. This is how these young people think out here, man. They're not going to think to call the cops first because they weren't in any immediate danger, And he didn't sound like he was in danger. He didn't sound like he was terrified at all, man. So that's why I feel like that was all a bunch of BS right there, man. But Esau's going to definitely keep pushing this narrative, but those are the chariots of the Lord, man. Those are the angels. Okay, those are our brothers talking about, the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Which are mostly here in the United States and in other nations as well, man. But those are the chariots of the Lord, man, that we see in the skies. Okay, they're not little green men or tall alien looking creatures, man. They are they call creatures in the Bible, but those are our brothers, man. At the end of the day. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that out real quick. I didn't want to make it too long. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Shalom.